As a port town with such a rich history of international trade in sugar and tobacco, Bristol has recently converted several local brothels into museums in order to house all the historical artefacts recovered by Mayor Tony Robinson.
Cry from the usual pastel hues, new age music and floral decoration of a genuine massage club. That's because, yes, this is a brothel. It's on an area of Stokescroft heavily populated by seedy businesses and nobody.
Isambard Kingdom Brunei. Though Isambard Kingdom Brunel was from Swindon, Bristolians would never admit it, and these days the city is mostly inhabited by students and BBC television presenters.
The heart of the old port of Bristol was the great 13th century harbour with its crowded quays. By the 1930s it was completely covered over and is today commonly called the city centre.
There is evidence of settlement in the Bristol area from the Paleolithic era, with a 60,000-year-old cider tankard found in Shirehampton, and there are Iron Age hill forts near the city which would have been inhabited by an equal mix of men, women and Bristolians.
Cider. I loves me cider. I'm a Bristol city, but I loves me cider. If I had the wings of a sparrow, if I had the eyes of a crow, Chris Crow, I'd fly over Eastville tomorrow and shit on the bastards below.
In 1794, Sir John Roach began his epic task of separating Wales from Bristol, entirely with a fruit knife, forming what is now known as the Bristol Channel. Today, large families are still employed on both coastlines in an effort to push the two further apart.
The Hotel Bristol is the name of more than 200 hotels around the world. They are not a chain except in Brazil, where Bristol Hotels and Resorts has around a dozen hotels throughout the country with the Bristol name.
UK, tits. From Cockney slang, Bristol City equals titty. Your sister's got great Bristols, mate. How much to squeeze them? Buy Bristol's mugs and shirts by Tizzle Sizzle.
Lynn Bristol Pitts has a particularly intuitive skill for assisting one to find and download spontaneous resolutions to anxiety, confusion and stress from a healed inner space of spiritual power and integrity deeper within oneself.
Schooling in Bristol is something of a nightmare. In order to get into any of the excellent stroke good state schools, you need to be very close to them. Secondary particularly, as there really isn't a great choice. From your description of the area you would like, I would suggest Bishopston, St Andrews, Redland, Cotham as areas great to look at.
Bristol is renowned for the shittiness of its schools. I know one girl takes the bus 15 miles to Bath where most of the pupils in her class are making the same journey. Don't forget the series Teachers was based there, a reality TV series in all but name.
Singing lessons or professional voice coaching in Bristol, UK with experienced. I am a Bristol-based singing teacher, voice coach, workshop and choir leader. So why not join the singing revolution and give it a go? You know you want to.
Many Bristol streets were now paved on each side with flat stones and had similar smooth pedestrian crossings over the uneven cobbles. One is visible beyond the workmen near the corner of Denmark Street and another to the left of the bridge.
Shawnee, a 2006 novel by social worker Ed Trewabas, written from the point of view of a 13-year-old girl living in Knoll West, documents some of the deprivation he encountered in his work. One of the novel's characters describes Knoll West as a shithole, populated by yokels, cider heads, junkies, doll scammers, slappers and failed white boys, all interbreeding and nicking their cruddy possessions all off each other in some giant dismal rota.
I once saw a girl take a shit on the pavement by College Green. As far as I know, she wasn't a goth or an emo, and I doubt she worked for the council. but she did do a substantial sized shit on the pavement in the early evening sun. I think she was on a hen night, as she had a squawking clique around her, egging her on.
Welcome to JC Chickens for all of your chickens Bristol needs. We are located between Bristol and Bath in a peaceful and scenic location. We are a husband and wife team who started 7 years ago with a few hens to give us fresh eggs.
As a 7th grader playing on the 8th grade basketball team, we had a friendly game against Bristol at their boys' club. The court is real small and had small bleachers where my mother, aunt and grandparents sat to watch us.
Here are 35 populated places in the world named Bristol, the vast majority of which are in the United States. There are also 2 in Canada and 1 each in the United Kingdom, Peru, Costa Rica and Jamaica. Bristol is the 5th most commonly reused British place name behind Richmond, which has 55 namesakes, London, which has 46, Oxford with 41, and Manchester, which shares its name with 36 other places.
The point guard from their team and I hated each other. We always went back and forth. A little more than 5 minutes into the first quarter, we actually threw down. I was sick of this kid and his shit talking, so I grabbed him as he ran up the court and snuffed him in the jaw. Thank you very much.